hey there! Don't mind me, just making some dinner. You know, this really is my favorite time of the year. This is the time that we being you and me, get to come together to cook that AP National exam. That's right, the time has come to lock in and get studying. We are less than 20 days away from the AP National exam. So today I'm going to give you 4 tips to help you cook this year's exam. Now, it doesn't matter if you're in AP Human Geography or AP Psychology. This video will help you cook that AP exam to a perfect 5. Now, the first tip is to lock in. We are just under 20 days until the exam. You've been preparing for this exam all year, and we're officially in the end game. And it's time to focus up and start studying. You've put so much work in this year. Let's make sure you finish strong. I realize that there's a lot of studying for these exams, and I definitely realize that you'd probably rather be doing something else. But the time has come to lock in for the next couple of weeks, study hard, and then cook that exam. Seriously, lock in now, or else, who knows, it could be you being cooked by the exam. Needs a little bit more time for a 5. Tip number 2 is ditch the textbook. No, not like that. What I mean is the time has come to focus your studies on just the information that could be on that AP National exam. There's nothing worse than studying all day and all night only to find out you studied the wrong material. So do yourself a favor and check out the CED for the course. This document has everything you need. It outlines exactly what can be on the AP test. If a concept is not in this document, well, it's not going to be on the test. Now, I'll be honest, the CED is a massive document. So in order to help you out, I created a free 30-day review plan that breaks down the CED and helps you space out your study. Part of that plan has you go through documents that walk you through the CED and each topic of each unit in that CED. And that's for both AP Human Geography and Psychology. That way you can see exactly what's on the exam without getting overwhelmed by trying to read hundreds of pages of curriculum. Oh, and in case you didn't know, if you've been watching any of my videos on YouTube this year or using my ultimate review packet, well, then you've already been studying the CED. All of my YouTube videos and resources in the Ultimate Review Packet are based on that document. That way you can rest easy knowing that when you are going through the different study guides or exclusive videos in the packet, you know you are studying exactly what you need to study to succeed. Tip number 3 is to understand the test you are about to take. You need to make sure you are not going in blind to this test. You want to make sure that when you get to this exam, there are as few surprises as possible. To do this, you need to know the format. The AP Human Geography and AP Psychology exams are broken down into 2 sections. The first section being multiple choice, which for AP Human Geography will be 1 hour long and equal 50% of your exam score and consist of 60 questions, with 30 to 40% of those questions referencing some form of stimulus material. For AP Psychology, the first section will be 1 hour and 10 minutes long, consist of 100 questions, and be worth 66.7% of your exam score. Now remember, these questions are going to test your ability not just to define a term, but apply it and connect it to real-world events and situations. For instance, you will see questions on the AP Human Geography exam that have you analyzing a chart, graph, image, or map, and then have you answer questions based on those stimuli. For AP Psychology, you will see questions that apply terms and concepts from the course to specific studies, data, and apply the concepts to different scenarios. Now, the second section of the test for both of these different classes is the free response portion. For AP Human Geography, this portion of the exam will take you 1 hour and 15 minutes and is worth 50% of your exam score. Here you will have to answer 3 questions. 1 question that does not include any stimuli, 1 question that includes 1 stimulus, and 1 question that includes 2 stimuli, with one of these questions having you analyze across different geographic scales to explain spatial relationships. So make sure you've practiced these skills and are ready for it. For AP Psychology, this portion of the exam is worth 33.3% of your score and is made up of 2 questions that will take you up to 50 minutes to answer. Here you will have to analyze different psychological research studies, interpret quantitative data, and explain behavior and apply theories using concepts from the different theoretical framework. Now, for both AP Human Geography and AP Psychology, you also want to be familiar with the task verbs. These are the different words that are going to be used in all of your FRQs. So make sure you understand exactly what each of the different task verbs mean and what you are expected to do when you come across them. Now, tip number 4 is to study smarter and not harder. I get this might seem like an obvious tip, but you would be surprised at how inefficient most people's studying is. What I would recommend to you is when you start reviewing a unit, take a practice test first. When you take a practice exam, try and simulate the real test. Time yourself, take the test in a quiet area, and pretend like you are really taking the exam. This will help you build stamina, which I realize sounds a little weird. We're talking about a test. But these long tests are intense, and the more you practice it, the easier it'll be to take the actual exam. Now, this is one important part of this tip, and it's the key actually. It's not what happens during the test, it's what you do after. Once you finish taking the practice test, go through and identify what you got wrong. What units do the questions connect to? What topics are the questions about? And what type of question is it? Trust me, this is a game changer. Once you go through and identify all of your incorrect answers, you can now see which units you need to focus on, which topics you should review, and what types of questions you need to practice more. Now you can go and fine-tune your studying to turn your weaknesses into strengths. After studying and reviewing your weak spots, take another test and repeat the process. Before you know it, you will be cooking your test and, of course, that scary AP National Exam come May. Now, if you do need some practice test, you can check out my AP Psychology and AP Human Geography test pack. They have tests for each unit of the class and come with the option for an AI grader to score your FRQs. Well, there you have it, 4 tips to cook that AP exam. Now, don't forget, if you need any extra help with your studies, check out the description of this video for more resources. And don't forget to subscribe and check out the channel later this month for more tips and tricks. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I have an AP exam to eat. Good luck studying, everybody.